Okay, 4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So
Mm.
I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married.
Whoa.
I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals, and I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened.
Wait a minute. So you never wanted to be married and have kids? How you end up with Curry though? With kids, married. I hope that changed. Clearly, it must have changed, or did you just do it because you needed to secure the bag? Like, let's keep it real.
Happened so early in my life.
Yo, what it do, my people? It's your boy J all day. I'm back with another reaction video. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. You're far too kind. Alright, so we in here with Ayesha Curry, marriage, motherhood, and my identity. I seen this kind of blowing up on YouTube. I haven't had a chance to take a look at it, so of course I'm gonna do that with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Got my people. I ride with y'all. So let me know what y'all think. Let's get y'all popcorn ready. And let's go ahead and enjoy this video. This is by what's the creator name? Call Her Daddy Podcast. Yes, I said Call Her Daddy.
Hey, yo.
All right, relax. All right, come on, let's get into it, y'all. Let's go. What's she talking about?
What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father,
Hey, yo, what the?
with Call Her
All
Daddy.
right.
Ayesha Curry, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to meet you. How are you doing today?
I'm hanging in there right now. I'm really nervous to be here.
Wait, why?
I'm so excited.
Oh my god, Ayesha.
Yeah, so I'm just grateful. I'm excited. Hoping I don't get in trouble for the things that I say.
I feel like we're
Yeah.
gonna have good girl talk.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
gonna
think so
put
too.
you're not in the hot seat. Like you
Yeah, I know.
All right, hold on. Off the bat, she already talking like, "I hope I don't get in trouble." What you about to say in here? You already know she about to say something she ain't supposed to say. That's crazy. Well, did she already know? We gonna foreshadow because we already know it kind of went viral and everybody talking about it. So let's see what she talking about, man.
Oh, I know.
Is it good that I'm catching you in the off season? Or okay, good.
It's great.
So you're more chill during the off season.
Super chill. Yeah. I mean, it's still chaotic. It's always chaotic, but
daddy
we're like
home.
learning to live in that.
What do you guys usually do during this time of year? Are you traveling? Are you staying at home?
Well, right now, because it's July, it's always the most chaotic of the year, actually, of the whole calendar year, because 3 of our kids' birthdays are in July. Our anniversary is at the end of July. And it's like, if you play well, like for my husband, if you play well, you play until June.
That is a lot going on in 1 month. I know how that is. Here you go. These are fun tickets.
And he
So
usually plays well.
he usually plays well. This year we had a little bit more time, which was nice, but usually it's just 2 months and that's it.
Okay, 4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So
Mm.
I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married.
Whoa.
I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals, and I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened.
Wait a minute. So you never wanted to be married and have kids? How you end up with Curry though? With kids, married. I hope that changed. Clearly, it must have changed, or did you just do it because you needed to secure the bag? Like, let's keep it real.
Happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
Well, it's so interesting you say that because I want to talk a lot about that today because I relate to you in that way. Like, I really, really never thought I was going to get married. I'm like, there is actually no way that's ever going to happen. And then it happens and you're like, maybe I didn't know myself that well. And it's like, no, you knew yourself when you were young.
Yes.
And then life happens. And then you grow up. And then
True.
you have different wants and needs. And that's okay to change your mind.
Yes.
But it's still shocking.
It's still shocking.
Okay, wait. quickly back to parenting.
Keratin color.
Hold on. While this happens or whatnot, I want to know how old Ayesha Curry is, real quick. I hope I'm spelling it out. How you spell her name? Whatever. Google will figure it out. Okay, she 36. How old is Steph? Get out the way. Steph is 37. Okay. All right. Let's get back to it.
I'm going to ask you a couple random like parenting manual questions. Okay. What is a time one of your kids embarrassed you in public?
My daughter, Ryan, we were in a very public place. I'm trying to remember where. I'm blanking because I think this just like overshadowed the whole thing.
Mhm.
But she yelled out like, "Mommy, do you have weaves? Is that a weaves?" Like with an S. "Do you have weaves in your hair?"
Kids will embarrass you, I promise.
Yes.
You're like, Ryan, thank you so much. Mommy loves you. Kids will humble you every fucking day.
Fast.
Be
Okay,
like,
what's a bribe
Really,
you
nigga?
used recently to get your
You
kids to
gonna
do
say that?
something?
Oh, I paid my daughter, my 13-year-old Riley, and my niece Ava, I paid them $20 to clean up the kitchen and the living room. Back in my day, I wouldn't have had that opportunity. I would have just had to do it.
right.
Okay, what is the weirdest thing you found in your kid's backpack or pocket?
Mm.
So I just found, I found my nipple covers
What?
in my son's pocket. He must have found them in my purse
That's
or on the
kinda
counter. And he's like, you can always tell like when he's, and then he walks in and he goes, "Mommy,
Hey,
do you know
yo,
what's
what
under
the
here?" And I had forgotten that fast.
That's what he
had put
said.
them in his pocket. He's like, "Do you know what's under here?" And I'm like, "No." "Cannon, what are you doing?" And he goes, I said, "Take them off." And he's just like smiling ear to ear. He thinks it's
That is
hysterical.
funny.
Oh my God.
That is actually though hysterical.
Definitely
Yeah, it
leave the
is.
room.
He's like, this is not
'cause
happening.
you don't want to laugh too hard because then they'll just keep doing it.
He was
Yeah.
like, Steph is like, I am leaving. You're like mortified.
It's so bad.
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by T-Mobile. Have you ever met someone and they're
No.
the total package, right?
No.
Well, that's what it's like being with T-Mobile. You
Okay.
Okay, can
No
we talk about,
disrespect.
so you graduated high school early
Yeah.
to move to LA to
Yeah.
start your acting career.
Yeah.
Tell me about like coming out to LA. What early ambitions did you have for yourself and like what
Yeah.
did you want?
It's interesting because I don't ever, I think, get the opportunity to kind of talk about my life before my life now. And so, yeah, I graduated high school a year early. At the time, I was living in North Carolina.
Mhm.
And I'd been in the industry since I was 3 years old. I was always working. Commercial, print, like doing TV stuff, always. So other kids were at like soccer,
Mhm.
doing the extracurriculars, and I was on a set working.
Mm.
And so it was second nature for me. And quite honestly, growing up, the only thing that I thought I could do. And so I would enter all of these competitions. I entered this one in North Carolina, and they were like, "Hey, move to LA." And I grew up, I think it's really important to preface, I grew up in like the most strict environment. Like, didn't get to go to high school football games, didn't get to really hang out with my friends.
Okay, so with her saying, all right, you gotta stop doing that. All right, with her saying that, you know how that's like the preacher daughter. Like the more you try to like keep your kids from doing stuff, that's going to make them want to do it more and more. I'm sure y'all all heard that before, but it's definitely true. Like the more restrictions you put on them, the more they're going to try to rebel. So if she had a strict kind of confined life before, it makes sense as to the older she gets, the more freedom she has, and she's gonna want to express herself. See, to my fellas, always pay attention to the mother, the father, their upbringing. You know, you can't ignore that. I wish I would have took my own advice, but I didn't know all the things I know now. But enough talking. Let's get back into it.
Damn sure I couldn't like walk around the mall by myself. But when these people were like, "Hey, you want to move to LA?" They were like, "Yeah, go.
Your parents were like, have fun, honey. You're like,
Go.
Oh, that's
Like, you're going to
crazy.
do it." And I appreciate it because that means they believed in me so much. But at the same time, our entire family was like, "This is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
you can't even carpool."
okay, wait, you starting at 3, was it because like your mom just saw something in you? Like,
We the story is, because obviously I have no recollection, We were in a grocery store and a talent agent said, oh, she should be in commercials. And so it started from there and then kept going.
And when you started working that young and then kind of became aware of it, like, did you love it? Like, did
I
you
loved it.
Okay.
I loved it. Eat, sleep, breathe.
Okay, so you come from the strict family. Then you get on a plane after graduating high school early. So you're what, 17?
Yeah, I was 17. My dad set me up for like a month. I got an apartment, ridiculously expensive. So I was shocked. Had to pick up 3 jobs. I worked at a frozen yogurt shop. I worked at Abercrombie and Fitch.
The timeline. Okay, so after high school, she graduated early. Then she went to LA. How'd she end up in Davidson? I don't understand that. All right, we'll get to it.
Farmers market.
Davidson is in, those who don't know, Davidson is in North Carolina. That's the college that Steph Curry went to. I actually used to live around the corner from Davidson College.
On the weekends. So like just to be able to make that happen.
And I feel like when you have the dream of LA and acting or modeling or getting into this industry, like naturally rejection comes with that.
Oh God.
When you came out to LA, what was your self-confidence like before you started like really getting maybe some no's?
I think because I came from the small town, I was like, oh, I got this. And then I got out here. And I remember the first couple of like cattle call auditions being like, every single person in here looks exactly like me. Like these are like, we're carbon copies of each other. Like what's going to set you apart? And so I think early on I was like, wow, I've got to diversify my portfolio a little bit.
Right, because in North Carolina, you're like, there's like 3 of us in theater that are crushing. And then you get out to LA and they're like, bitch, this is your first audition. Like, this is my 900th. Like, get in the back of the line. You're like, Dad.
And I'm walking in and I'm like, hello. And they're all like,
what they do
talking to us.
Okay, but like Ayesha, you have like a huge flex. I found out that you were on an episode of Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
Girl.
Oh, wow.
That was my favorite show growing up.
Days.
So, you know what? I would put that, if I was you, I would put that on my resume. I would put that as my Instagram.
It should be the Instagram bio.
I was on Hannah Montana, you fuckers.
Actually, I have a good story. About that. Hopefully you find
let's
this
go.
funny.
Okay.
What's the story?
I'm dead.
The one little episode. I was so excited. I remember calling Steph, like, I got it. He was so excited for me. I remember going to set and there was this lovely girl who was like in some of the scenes with me, and Billy Ray walks up and he's like, we're like, oh, hello, sir. Like, so nice to meet you. And he's like, you guys, it was actually so sweet. Okay. He was like, you guys can really do this. You can really do this. And we're just looking at him like, do what? And he's like, Miley puts her pants on the same way you do every day.
Whoa.
But it stuck with me.
Oh, okay.
You're like,
hold on. I'm like, huh? Was you what? I'm like, was you watching her put her pants on? What you talking about, bro? Okay, I guess he mean like you're human just like she human. All right, you gotta clarify. That was crazy.
I could be Hannah
Montana.
Montana.
He's right, you know?
You're literally like, what are you talking about, sir? And then you're like, oh, you're talking big picture here.
Right.
This is like a little metaphor. I see where you're going.
Right,
with this. Really right. So during that time, you and Steph were already dating with the Hannah
We
Montana.
were dating,
okay,
yeah.
Let's go back. Let's talk about how you met Mr. Steph Curry. You met him in high school?
Yeah, so I'm Canadian.
Okay.
So I grew up in Markham, Ontario, and I moved to the States at 14 to North Carolina. And that's actually where we met. He's one of the first people that I met in the States, but just friends. Obviously, we were 14. Right. Went to the same church, shared the same friend groups at church. And then when I moved to LA, he Facebooked me.
Did he write on your wall or it was like a private message?
No, it was a private message. But he was like, hey, do you still live in LA?
My boy slid in them DMs. I see you, Steph. My boy. I hear you. My boy slid in them DMs early. That's how you got to do it. I ain't going to lie. That's how I used to do it. Brand new girl come to the school. She just moved over here. Oh, you got to hop down on that. You can't be too thirsty, but you just got to let her know, like, when everybody be thirsting, you got to kind of keep your cool on a little bit, but throw your little shot. You know what I'm saying? While everybody thirsty, she gonna wonder why he ain't trying to talk to me. So what you do, you slide and you know what I mean? You do a little slight gesture or whatever. You know what I mean? My thing was being mean. I don't know what that was, but girls love when I be mean to them. I don't know. But let's finish up though. I'm talking too much.
That's a lie. The first message was, I was in this music video and he was like, hey, who is that in the music video, in the picture that you're in? And I'm like, oh, it's Young Berg. And he goes, oh, I should have known. He always has all the sexy ladies. And I was like, what is happening right now?
Layup.
Like, Steph, I know you said you're 14. I was 15. What are you trying to do right now?
At this time now, we're 19.
Okay.
But wait, hold on. So technically, was this at 14? You was wait, hold the hell up. Hold on, go back. I know I ain't tripping. I know she ain't just say she 14 being a video vixen. Ain't no way.
Live in LA. That's a lie. The first message was, I was in this music video and he was like, hey, who is that in the music video, in the picture that you're in?
Right.
And I'm like,
but
oh,
hold
it's
on.
Young
No.
Berg.
We gotta go a little further.
Let's go back. Let's talk about how you met Mr. Steph Curry. You met him in high school?
Yeah. So I'm Canadian.
Okay.
So I grew up in Markham, Ontario. And I moved to the States at 14 to North Carolina. And that's actually where we met. He's one of the first people that I met in the States, but just friends. Obviously, we were 14.
Right.
Went to the same church, shared the same friend groups at church. And then when I moved to LA, he Facebooked me.
Did he write on your wall or it was like a private message?
No, it was a private message. But he was like, hey, do you still live in LA? That's a lie. The first message was, I was in this music video and he was like, hey, who is that in the music video, in the picture that you're in?
Right.
And I'm like, oh, it's Young Berg. And he goes, oh, I should have known. He always has all the sexy ladies. And I was like, what is happening right now?
You're like, Steph, I know you said you're 14. I was 15. What are you trying to do right now?
At this time now, we're 19.
Okay.
18,
Right.
19.
Better be.
And so he goes, do you still live in LA? I'm here for a camp. Do you want to hang out? And I'm like freaking out because this guy, he was like the guy at church. Like all the girls loved him.
I thought you were going to say like in high school, like on the court. You're like, at
No.
church, he was the guy.
At church.
Was he the basketball guy in high school or no?
Apparently he was, but I genuinely didn't pay attention to that because I grew up in such an arts driven family
Mhm.
that sports outside of like Doug Flutie playing for the Buffalo Bills like it just wasn't a thing in my house. And so he said, so we made plans to hang out, and then I said, where are you staying? And he said, Anaheim. And I was like, I was like,
You're like, so you're coming to me because I'm not.
at this point, I still have the other jobs, like trying to pay the rent. Gas is expensive. So I was like, I'm sorry, I can't this time, but if you're ever back, let me know and we'll go hang out. And he's like, oh, I'm back in 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh my God.
Got
Still in
him.
Anaheim?
And so, no, this time he was in Hollywood. So he stuck with it. He hit me up 2 weeks later. We hung out and we've literally been together since that day.
Okay, hold on.
Oh wow.
You go and you hang out with him.
Mhm.
What is your headspace? Are you seeing him in like a could this be something kind of way? Or are
No.
you like, no?
No, and this was like my first real date. So I was just nervous. I was nervous. It was like years of having a crush. And then years, like I just never thought that he would like someone like me. I just didn't think it was going to be a thing. I
You
thought
weren't a
we would
friend
be
group.
friends. Yeah.
Did you ever have anything in high school at all? Or it was legit just friends?
No, just friends. Just friends. Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Of like you never saw him as something, but I'm like,
Yeah.
when you look back, is there any memory that you're like, maybe there was something or
No,
she said no.
never.
I knew it.
I had a
I
friend
knew she was
over
gonna say no.
who had a crush on his brother at the time, and she decided to call him, and they were giggling, and then we're maybe like 15 at this time, and they put Stephen on the phone, and somebody said something about Canada, and so I was like,
Mhm.
oh, I'm Canadian, and he's like, oh, do you like Canadian candy? And I'm like, I love Canadian candy. And so my aunt was coming into town from Canada, and so she brought some for me, and so I was like, oh, I'll bring you a bag to church the next time we're at church.
See, it was
So I
meant to be.
bring
It
the
was meant to be.
I bring the bag and I literally, everybody's watching. I hand it to him and I don't say anything to him. I just shove it and walk away. Like that's how shy
Ayesha.
I was.
And did you like him at all? Like in your heart, you're like, oh, I wish I could.
Yes.
Yeah, it just wasn't. It was high school.
I
Girls
thought
is
he was
weird
so
like that.
Cute.
It don't
Okay,
just
so
be
fast
us.
forward. You go on this first date.
Yeah.
What are the vibes?
I feel was one of the best days of my life. Honestly, it was so innocent and young, and like I wish I could relive that, or at least watch it from like a bird's eye view. It was so cute. We did Hollywood Boulevard.
Look at
Put
y'all.
our hands in the
Little
Maryland
lovebirds.
hands, and like got chai lattes. We went over to the Grove and like walked around, and they were filming some.
My boy was wearing you down. I ain't gonna lie. And we both know you got to give some credit to your boy Seth. I don't know why, but you got to give your boy Seth is a smooth one. You could tell. Seth is his little brother, by the way, if y'all don't know. But my boy only ain't got the skills on the court. My boy, you know what I'm saying? My boy hit the layup with that one. That's what's up. All right, let's go.
Some Eddie Murphy movie that we like. I don't think it ever ended up coming out. And just had checking cop cars to see if they had donuts. Like just like real young love. I don't know. I remember it like it was yesterday.
I feel like when you
Wasn't.
have one of those first dates, though, like I feel that way about my husband. I always say that to him. I'm like, oh my God, what I would give to relive that night. Or at least I say the same thing, just watch it. Like I wish I could just, because it's so romantic and cute to know then what comes from that story.
Yeah.
So that's really cute because it is so innocent. You had
Yeah.
no idea what it was going to lead to.
And nobody could predict like what the future
No.
holds.
Did
It's
you
just-
guys kiss first date?
No.
Did he try?
No, he tried. So shortly after that, I got a really
My boy,
bad
a
bout of
gentleman.
laryngitis.
Stop. This is so
Ew.
And my throat was so swollen. It was like, and I panicked and I was like, Mom, Dad, I want to come home. And so I went home and he was like, I'm home. And so
You're laid up with laryngitis.
Wow.
I got a little bit better, and then we like
She was out there kissing them boys, low key. Red flag. Red flag. She low key was already outside. Nah, bro.
continued dating from there, obviously. And like I want to say it was maybe like the fourth date. He came like I was mid-sentence and he like came flying at my face, and I turned to the side. I'm still nervous at this point. Like it's like butterflies. And he's like, oh. And I just look at him and I'm like, I didn't know that's what we were doing. Like I didn't know you liked me like that. And he was like,
What
yeah,
the
I've just been
heck?
coming over to your house for the past 2 weeks to play video games with your brothers.
Killed him.
Try again.
One more time. Wait, and so did he try again?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so you did. Okay, cute. I'm like, this poor man gets rejected.
Nice.
No, it's fine. It was like a quick second.
But it's cute too because like in that moment you're still the girl with the candy, like handing it to him and running away. And meanwhile he's like, I like you. Can you sit there and like accept it for a second? That's really, really cute. Okay, so when you're living in LA, you guys reconnect. He didn't live in LA at the time, right?
No.
So this is like a light long distance situation.
It's a light long distance. Yeah. He
Mhm.
still had a year of college left. So it was pretty long distance.
When you were in that beginning stage, did you have interest in a long distance? Like how did you think this was
No.
even gonna work?
Keratin Color by
She said
Schwarzkopf.
no.
Do you think I look good as a brunette?
Yes! With
If I
Keratin
gotta
Color,
deal with
get
ass,
rich,
y'all gotta deal
striking
with
color,
ass too.
and
I'm
forget
sorry.
about breakage. I love it.
We ain't
Keratin
make it
Color
there yet.
by
We ain't
Schwarzkopf.
monetized and all that.
What
When
story
we
will
get
you
there,
tell?
we get to all that.
Ironically, I don't even think I was thinking of how it could work. We were just going through the motions, really. And it seemed like the people around us too, like our families, were into it. And so they were like a really good support system through it. I don't know. It sucked now that I'm thinking about it. I remember I drove back to LA after he started his junior year of
Mhm.
college, and the season had started for him, but I had to go back for something. I don't remember what it was for. And at the time you could get like his college games on the radio. And so and it was a big game. And so I'm like listening, sobbing, like I'm not there to support.
You're literally driving home like the classic girl
Yeah.
looking out the window, like
Yeah.
so sad. You're like, fuck my
Oh,
life.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But then it obviously ended up working out. Tell me about the moment that he gets drafted to the Golden State Warriors. Because now he's coming full-time West
Right.
Coast. Near
Yeah.
When the bag dropped, tell us when. That's what Shorty want to say. Tell us when you secured the bag, mom. Come on.
So he had like a big decision to make because he had a year left. He had a senior year left. So it was like, do I stay? Do I go? And like I think what a lot of people don't know is he really thought about it. Like it was like a torment for him. He called me like crying behind a tree. Like, I don't know what to do.
Crying
And
behind a tree.
and I'll stand like 10 toes down on this. Like it's not a secret. I was like, stay in school. I was like,
you. Wait, and why? Because then he was going to be far away from you still,
why?
right?
So the why is I didn't grow up surrounded by people who went to college. That for me was like, wow, what a blessing. Like you get to go to college. You get to have an education. Like, why would you leave? So, and then not coming from that sports background and understanding how like rare the opportunity he had was, I was like, yeah, stay in school.
You're like, college is so much cooler than the NBA.
But I'm glad.
Wait,
That was really the sentiment.
kind of love that for you.
But I'm glad he decided to leave, and then he ended up finishing anyway, and has gone on to do tremendous, incredible, cool shit.
So essentially, what she's saying is he did better in life when he didn't listen to you. I mean, just call it what it is. Steph, maybe you gotta go back to your old ways. Stop listening to mom.
That we never thought would happen. So it's great.
So he comes to the West Coast, and at this point, when he gets drafted, like, are you guys like official boyfriend girlfriend?
Oh yeah.
Who said I love you first?
Me.
What? Tell me
Let's
everything.
go.
I 100% said I love you first. I was visiting him at school and getting ready to leave to go back to my mom's house. And I said it, and he didn't say it back.
Oh.
And he just stared at me, and my eyes started to well up, and he was like, can I please explain? And I'm like, okay. And he's
Oh my god, that okay. I immediately now know what you're like in those moments.
That's crazy.
You literally go stone cold. Just like, okay,
mm-hmm.
let me know.
He's like, I said, he's like, I said I love you to somebody in the past, and I didn't mean it. He's like, and I regret it. And he's like, I just want to be sure that when I say it again.
Let's go, Steph. Protect your heart. Guard the ball. You know what I'm saying? You can't get that. Keep, you know what I'm saying? You gotta put up that defense sometimes. You can't let them, I mean, you can't, yeah, nah, not that early. Good job, Steph. I mean, y'all be trying to play my boy, like my boy soft around the edges. You know what I mean? A little, I ain't gonna say the word, but yeah, no.
You know that I mean it. And in the moment,
you know.
I was like, bullshit. But now, obviously, I realized he was serious. And a few, like a month later, we're sitting watching 7 Pounds. And when they say like the human heart, 7 pounds, he literally, my whole family's in the room, by the way, sitting watching this movie. He leans over in my ear and he's like, I love you. And I'm like happy, but I'm also like, what? Like,
What are you doing?
Sitting next to my uncle.
Yeah, my boy.
No,
what's happening?
not Steph in that moment thinking like this is gonna be so romantic, and you're literally like,
I mean, if he's gonna do one thing, he's gonna make it memorable.
Right.
so then did you just not talk the rest of the fucking movie?
I had to get up and take a lap. Yeah.
Did he follow you?
No.
no.
And then after the movie was over, we like went in my uncle's elevator and we're like making out in there.
Good.
It was great.
That's what needed to happen. Picturing him whispering that to you,
my
and you
boy.
just like shut up. You're like Uncle Jerry. Close your ears.
Let's
I
go,
do have
Steph.
Jerry. It wasn't Uncle Jerry.
It was. Which uncle was it?
It's the
My Uncle
chef.
Carl.
Uncle Carl.
Yes.
Jerry and Carl. Good names for uncles,
Mhm.
right? Okay.
Classic.
You end up moving to the Bay Area with Steph.
My boy been cooking since early, you feel me? He was cooking up. Let's go, bro.
Talk to me about, for you, what went into that decision.
It was exciting. I think initially when they called his name, we were like kicking each other under the table because nobody really knew where that was. But then the next morning we got on the plane to fly out to the Bay and have never looked back. And the vibes in the Bay
Amazing.
are high. Yes.
Oh.
Let's
It's
go.
so good. Everybody's so creative. The culture is like rich.
Pausing on you guys as a couple.
Mhm.
Now let's talk about you as an individual, though,
Mhm.
because you had this dream.
Mhm.
And did you feel like in moving with him, did you feel like you had to pick between your career and your relationship at that point?
Yes.
Mhm.
To an extent. That was never presented in front of me that way. It just kind of had to be that way. And because after we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly.
Look at that. My boy already shot up the club early. Bow, bow. You slide dog, you Steph. Let's go. I'm so proud. I ain't gonna lie. But she talk about some. Yeah, you know you had to give up that career. Come on, you want to be a struggling actress? Stop playing. It's the bag, baby.
I didn't even have time to think about what I wanted anymore. It's so interesting. I spent my entire life like trying to work towards something, and then it kind of just disappeared, and I didn't think twice about it. But after my daughter
Sounds like a blessing.
turned 1, I remember there being a shift and being like, I have goals for myself. Like, this doesn't feel right. I love being a mom, but I love doing other things too. And I need to get my shit together and figure out what that looks like for myself now.
Okay.
Okay, rewind 2 steps.
Yeah.
Married at 22.
Yeah.
How did you know you were ready for that?
I didn't. I just knew that I loved him, and
Message.
I'd never like experienced anything else. I'd never felt any differently than like, this is who I want to spend the rest of my life with. And so we kind of just dove in. And
Did anyone or you or Steph or anyone have any hesitations about like, oh, we're getting married in our early 20s or no?
no, and I say this all the time to our family. I'm like, you guys, like 22. I'm like, you guys. I'm like, not a single parent. Nobody was like, hey guys, are you sure? Everybody was like, no, this is what's happening, and we love you, and we love you, and it's gonna be great.
So it kind of sound like their families created an environment for them to go ahead and get married at a young age. I don't think it's real young, but I could not imagine myself getting married at 22. Yeah, you still growing, you still learning yourself while trying to learn your partner. I don't know. I wouldn't encourage anybody to get married early unless it's under like the premise of how they did it. They were kids. They were both involved in church, so they got God on their side. So I can understand that. And they both have solid families and 2-parent households that, very supportive. So in those instances, that's pretty fire. Not gonna lie. Go ahead and do that. But other than that, you gotta that's kind of risky.
Great. It's just like, wow. Like when I
Totally.
really look at it.
Well, and again, because there are so many people that may watch this that are like, oh, 22 for them, whether it's because like they watched their parents get married young or whatever, it was normal. But you, in the beginning of this interview, started by being like, girl, I didn't even think I wanted to get married.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
So it is a big deal that at 22,
Yeah.
it was.
It's a mixture of that and a mixture of like, there are levels to 22. Like, there's different styles of 22-year-olds. But
That's a
I was
fact.
like the naive, like very young, unpolished 22-year-old. Like, I didn't have very much life experience. And so it's just interesting.
It is, but it's, again, I think like why I was excited to talk to you is because as women, there's just like so many things that happen in our life that we want to plan for.
Yeah.
And then obviously life just doesn't go as planned. And to hear you at a young age getting married, I think like, and knowing it was such a success, but it doesn't mean the whole ride was easy. Like that's what I'm
Right.
excited to get into.
Yeah.
So like a few months after getting married, you just
Yeah, like
said, you could,
3 months.
okay, what was going through your head when you found out that news?
I was confused because my
How
OB,
are you confused?
because
Alex.
my OB said expected to take up to a year. And so I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, if in my head I heard at least a year.
Mm.
I was thinking we were gonna be like bar hopping. Like it's like no.
She wanted to be outside, huh? Well, you gotta. She was young still, so of course she still wanted to be outside. Pregnant, early age. Once they drop that first baby, you already know they trying to go have fun.
You're pregnant and you're gonna be very, very sick. But I'm so grateful. I wouldn't change a thing.
Of course.
But it was not on my bingo card.
Mm.
And when all this went down, like, I guess now looking back, what advice would you give to someone listening of like how to embrace when your timeline suddenly changes?
Oh, there's no such thing as a timeline, I think is the bottom line.
Mhm.
Things are going to shift. Like life is ebbs and flows, and you just kind of have to roll with the punches. Sometimes stuff's going to suck. Like,
Yeah.
but you can always recover. And I think it's important also, like sometimes you can feel like you're in your own bubble or like feel isolated or like you're the only person experiencing that thing, but there's always like a resource, or there's always a community of people who are
Right.
experiencing similar things.
Did
Right.
you have like any friends who were in similar life stages to you at that point?
No.
They're like, babe, we're at One Oak.
No.
What are you doing?
No, actually, all of our friends are like just now having babies, like the past 4 or 5 years. So we were the trailblazers.
Right.
What was the hardest part of being a young mom?
I think my identity. So, because I have such an entrepreneurial spirit,
Mhm.
not being able to call the shots all the time for myself was freaking weird.
Mhm.
And then learning how to kind of reset myself to make it all work while still having a family was weird
Right.
too. But it's made me really resilient and like a little gritty. So I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, like even thinking about how you said earlier, like once my daughter turned about 1, I was kind of looking around like, I love being a mom,
Yeah.
but I also have this other side of me that I can feel kind of wanting to come back up.
Right.
And I think a lot of times women can experience like, or so I've read, because I'm obviously not a mother yet, hopefully. But like women can experience this like mom guilt of
Yeah.
like, if I have a
Okay.
career and I'm
Yeah.
not home, like did you experience that?
I still experience
Okay.
that.
That's pretty common though. Like I hear that a lot. I know the situation all too well, where they have goals and aspirations, as she said before, and all that stuff get put to the side, and that's commendable for a woman to put their dreams and aspiration to the side for their family, and then like look. Personally, I believe that Steph is towards the end of his career. He probably got about four, maybe about 3, 4 more years left, right? That's what I believe. Um, Once he retires, you better believe she gonna be like, it's my turn. I'm outside, but not like that, but really like chasing her dreams and aspirations. So I don't. So far, I don't see nothing wrong with anything she said, and we damn near halfway through this.
Still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about this. But what I realized is like if you lose, like for me being married and like with my husband, if you lose all of those things that were interesting about you, even for yourself, like even the things that made me feel confident and cool, then what are you doing? And so for me, it's always been important. I mean, I'm a little ADHD, so like I have 1,000,005 ideas. I have a million interests. I'm very creative. I like to explore those sides of me, and I think it keeps me who I am to like my family and the people that I love, but it
Right.
also allows me to have a certain level of confidence that I don't think I would have otherwise.
Also, when you're a parent early, um, you kind of put a lot of things off, not only for your partner but for your kids at the same time. I had to do it myself, and usually those are critical years, like your 20s. Those are critical years where I like to call it like your investigation years. You're investigating yourself, things that you like, things that you're interested in. Going into that phase later on in life, in like 30s, and it's crazy if it's 40s, um that would delay significantly your relationship. Like you might choose to stay single to enjoy it, because once you get a whiff of that, it don't just cut off that quick. Like you start that, you're gonna do that for a few years. So I totally get that, especially being a mom. You putting things aside for your kids, and once they get to a comfortable age, you can kind of expand more and start to investigate yourself and pour back into yourself. But it also could cause friction because people get used to you being one way, and when you're trying to develop and grow and move a different way, sometimes it could be met with resistance. So I understand where she's coming from, truthfully.
Right. It's like you grew up, like we've talked about, like having this thing that you were so passionate about.
Yeah.
And to lose that creative side of yourself would just mean that you're almost like doing a disservice to yourself and
Yeah.
then therefore to your kids and to your husband and to your
Yeah.
relationships. Like that's who you are.
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't have to be, as women, we're always told.
And one more thing, being the type of dude she got, Steph, I'm sure he's very understanding of it. So while people taking jabs at him about how he chooses to deal with these waves of emotions that his wife is going through, understand he got her at a very young age. She still has a lot of life to live. Like she sacrificed for him, so it's kind of like let her go out, have fun. Like I seen something her hanging out at a Drake show, and people was like, you know what I'm saying, getting on stuff about how she looked, how she dressed, this, that, and the third. Like, relax, bro. This my chick. Like, let her live. She sacrificed and gave so much for me. Now she wants to live. Let her do it. And if she do, if she do make a mistake and do some other stuff while she's out there on a limb, well, that's on her. Because at the end of the day, I'm Steph Curry. Like I'm in the history books. I'm stamped. I'm certified. I can get any girl damn near. So yeah, I understand how Steph's reaction to like Killer Mike. He playing it cool. Like, yo, relax. Worry about yours. Like, we good over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll play it cool just like that. I'm not even gonna lie.
Like, or at least it feels like people just try to have us be one dimensional and you can do more. Not that it's easy.
No.
But it's an option.
It's an option. Like I say all the time, I'm like, when men do it, they're like, oh my God, you're so multifaceted. Wow.
He's so
like,
talented.
What a renaissance man. And I'm like, what? Why can't women do the same thing? Like, what is giving you?
Okay, so, I'm sorry. I had to look it up because the way that this story is going of how she is and how Steph deal with her, I'm like, yo, I know a lot of people not big on astrology, whatever. Choose to believe what you want to believe. But I'm seeing her like, he literally is handling it like I would handle it. Like I wouldn't be tripping. I completely understand. And I go look up his birthday, and his birthday is, what it say? March 14th, 1988. He's literally my twin, almost. Like, my birthday is a few days before his. So we locked this stuff. We locked in, bro. You feel me? Yes, sir.
The ick so bad that you feel like I can't do these separate things, be good at them, or at least try to. Like what? Like what is the problem?
It is really frustrating. And then I think, thankfully, I feel like there's just been an uptick of people being like, you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm just going to do it. Even if it pisses all of you off so much and it makes you uncomfortable to see a woman succeeding, deal with that on your own side, because I'm going to keep fucking pushing. A lot of people in sports that don't obviously have to go through as much of the conversation around like fame and spotlight as you and your husband have had to. How did being in the spotlight impact your relationship in the early days, because you guys didn't know how to handle it?
It's a double-edged sword, because parts of it have afforded me doors to be open. I obviously have to walk through them and then put in the work to stay in the room. But that, I think, would be the elephant in the room, is like, I'm grateful for that side of things. But on the flip side, I in the beginning hated it so much. I like did not sign up for that. I also always thought, like, I didn't know that he was going to end up playing basketball. Like he said he wanted to be a high school basketball coach. Like I thought I was going to be like the girl out there getting it. So I didn't know. And so it just like, it was weird. And sports fans are so different than like maybe entertainment world fans. And oftentimes it's like very ruthless. And so I think I wasn't expecting that either. I remember like one time right after my first was born, she was whiny. So I was like, let me just nurse her in the back seat. And Stefan was putting a bike or something in the trunk. And this woman like opens the car door and she sticks her head in and she's like, I just wanted to see the baby. And I'm like, oh, excuse me. And she looks me dead in my face and goes, oh, honey, you know what you signed up for. And then like shuts the door on me. And I was just
That's crazy. Hey, babe, let me hold a baby. Give me the baby. Give me the baby. Yeah. Go slap her. Go like dead serious. Like,
Hey, yo, what the?
nah, bro. Give me the baby, babe. Give me the baby, baby. Give me the baby. I need you to go and handle that. Yeah, for sure. Nah, Shorty is she over there like,
Really, nigga?
are you serious right now? Nah, bro. That was crazy.
Crying because I was like postpartum. I was just bawling my eyes out, and I'm like, what? Like, is this what it's gonna be like?
Wow.
That's crazy.
And
I'm not
so
gonna lie.
that the beginning phases were
Yeah.
kind of scary for me.
And as a woman, like, did you ever experience any type of like direct scrutiny over just like you or what you looked like or how you were acting?
Of course.
Oh, all the time. I feel like I still do, and that's okay. But
How did that impact you though early on when you were like, I'm still not equipped to handle this? Because now you're like seasoned. Yes, it affects you, but you now have the tools of like, I've been here before. I know exactly how to handle this moment.
yeah,
Doesn't mean it doesn't still hurt.
it
Right.
was so depressing. And also, it was during that time when this like social media thing was just ramping up, and so
Mhm.
people were going buck wild, and just spewing opinions on things that didn't warrant opinions. And so I
Right.
think for a while, yeah, I was very critical of myself because of the things that I was seeing.
It's so hard also to be the woman in a situation where you're like, men just don't get as much scrutiny. Like they can maybe tell him like, your fucking shots suck tonight, but like the looks and all of that is just like not a factor of conversation as much.
No.
Did you talk to Steph about it? Like, or did you kind of keep it within yourself so it didn't?
I do
Right.
not have a bone in my body that can keep anything to myself.
Mm.
So if it comes to mind, it's coming out. And he's so gracious. Like he tries to resonate with me,
Mhm.
but he just can't. And he also comes from a place of like, it's effing stupid. Like, it's not true. So why? And I'm
Right.
like, but wait, like, listen to how it makes me feel. And he's like, but why does it make you feel like that? It's not real.
I mean, that's so men where you're
Shout out to Steph. Don't pacify those actions, like, or the things that she's feeling. We're not even about to pacify that because we just gonna cut that in the bud right there. Like, yo, they don't matter. They don't matter. That stuff not true. Really, if you think about it, when we're in this house together, we may be in this bed together. You know what I mean? Those phones are put down, or if you delete those apps off your phone, none of that stuff matters. None of that stuff exists. So why would we be concerned about what goes on out there and what people say? Because let's take it back. Like in the 90s or early 2000s, you didn't have all this stuff. So it didn't matter. So put yourself in a safe space where none of that stuff could affect you. Because all of it is superficial, man. Yo, I don't care what y'all say. I'm riding for my Pisces brother stuff. I don't know what they talking about, bro. Let's get back into
like,
it.
no, wait, but I want to talk about it for 4 more hours.
Yeah.
Can you just sit down and they're like, do you want me to solve it for you?
Yeah.
It's not real. We both know it's not real, blah, blah.
He's like,
no.
go to bed.
Right.
Go to sleep. You're like in the bathroom brushing your teeth. You're like, another thing. You like pop out. He's like,
Quite literally.
can you share like something that was said about you in the early days to just like paint the picture?
Gosh,
No one
put
knows.
me on the spot. Okay, this one's kind of funny.
Okay, Now it's funny.
This one's kind of funny.
Stop the cap, because she knew exactly. She had one at the top of her mind, but she trying to act like she had to think of one. You
Because
knew.
at a certain point, like I do have a round face.
Oh my God.
So like at a certain point, this was true because I was a little weightier. But there was this thing going around that said there was 2 things. It was like that I look like SpongeBob's mom. Just look it up after. Okay? I felt that way. So when seeing it, I was like, damn.
Damn.
No.
What else?
That's
I think
crazy.
because he's like known for shooting threes, people will say something all the time like, oh, he shoots threes on and off the court. And I'm like, come on.
Well, first of all,
Oh.
3 plus like a million. Like you were like so fucking stunning and
Thank you. You're
gorgeous. Like
very sweet.
I don't need
That's
to say
very
that to you,
sweet.
but I have to say it. 'Cause
Another one was definitely.
You with me, shoot in the gym?
I know that was one. I know she saw that.
It's also like the people that are writing it are probably threes, but not you. But also I feel like it's funny to see any athlete's wife, everyone just first goes for their looks and they compare
so
it. It's
strange.
crazy.
It's so
crazy.
strange.
That online conversation is so tired. Like immediately just judging a wife of like a man that is well known and famous. Doesn't even have to be sports. It can be entertainment, actors, whatever it be. It's always
Yeah.
at the looks, and it's like, aren't we tired?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
I've also gotten the like, and I've gotten this in person a lot, is the like the stigma of being a wife of somebody that plays professional sports or girlfriend, whatever. Oh, how does it feel to be said person's wife and also work? And I'm like, what? So I think there's a stigma out there that people don't do, these women aren't doing anything. That's not true. There's so many women doing incredible things. A lot just like they do it under the radar, which is great.
Right.
Like,
Like they be like taking care of the business aspect. Because if you think about it, even if I have an agent, even if I have lawyers, even if I have business managers, like all that stuff, the proper way to set up a business, because Steph is a business, you have to have someone checking behind everyone that you hire. And who better to do that than the one you trust the most, your wife? If I'm always on the road, I can't really check into everything. I'm more focused on the task at hand, which is basketball, championships, accolades. Like I'm chasing behind that. So while I can't focus on certain business aspects, that's where you have your wife. And not only that, like, first of all, let's make one thing clear. Being a parent is a full-time job by yourself. So that's literally all she need to do. That's work right there. That's a damn six-figure salary deserving career right there. So anything that she does on top of that for herself, for the business, for our family business, it's even more. Like, nah, bro. Y'all gotta give these women a break. And here's the thing, right? Just take 2 weeks. Some people can't even fathom it. 2 weeks of taking care of your kids without no help and see if you don't feel like that was a damn job. Straight up.
Oh, it's so misogynistic.
It's
like
so crazy.
Well, your husband makes so much fucking money. Like, why would you ever want to work? And it's like, God forbid, I also have individual interests and needs and wants and goals in my fucking life.
Crazy.
It's all projection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait. I want to play a game then between you and Steph of who is more likely to. Okay. Who is more likely to take a work call during date night?
Stefan.
Of course.
Do you guys have boundaries of like, no, we're done with work, food?
I do. Where's the game?
You're like, do not disturb, motherfucker. Okay, who is more likely to call a family meeting?
Me.
What was the topic of the most
sure.
recent like Curry family meeting?
These days, and I'm sorry, you guys. Is this the camera I look at?
Yep.
I'm sorry, you guys. It's just true. These days, it's calling meetings about our parents to discuss our parents.
When you become an adult and then you realize like, oh, my parents, how did I get through an airport when I was younger? Like, how did you get me through to Terminal B? Like, you start to look at your parents like, I love you more than life, but like, hello?
What is going on?
Who is more likely to splurge on a big purchase?
Me.
Duh.
That is not even a conversation.
Good for
He's
you.
gonna be so proud of me for
Deserving.
being honest too.
He's gonna be watching this like, yes, babe, thank you for taking
Yeah.
accountability. What is like one of your splurges that you're like, I'm really actually proud of that one?
Actually, my ring. So I reset my ring.
I've been staring at it. So that's a good answer.
But I feel like I'll have it forever.
Let's talk about your business now, because I really wanted to get to individually driven at a young age. You meet Steph, you have this like, oh my gosh, we didn't anticipate we were going to fall in love and then have babies and all the things. And then one day you woke up pretty quickly into having a kid being like, wait, I got to get myself back on track.
Yeah.
Steph has his career. I want my career to get back on track.
Yeah.
What was the hardest part early days of like really trying to start your business?
I think early days it was just starting. So I basically started So I figured I wasn't going to transition back into acting yet. I was going to try to figure out something for myself where I could kind of stay in one place.
Right.
I've loved food my entire life. Like I've cooked for my family since I was 11 years old. And people would often ask me for recipes and things like that. And so because we were the only people at the time in our family on the West Coast, everybody's on the East Coast, I was like, oh, I'll start like for the family. Like I'm just going to launch a blog. Blogs were the thing at the time. And Stefan's actually the one that encouraged it because I would start and stop.
He did.
He was like, just do it. So I did it. Other people took notice. And then someone said, hey, people like to see these things, like make a video.
Right.
And so I started making videos. And from there, it grew. And I went to San Francisco cooking school for a little bit. And then the station that broadcasts the Warriors games at the time, they reached out and they were like, hey, we really like your videos.
That's
like,
fire.
what if we gave you a 30-minute slot before every game locally and we did a cooking segment? And I was like, yeah. And so that was like my first TV cooking direct to camera.
That's pretty fire. That's pretty fire. You know what I'm saying? Your husband paved ways for you. And that's the way it's supposed to be. That is beautiful. I'm not even gonna lie. That's fire.
Camera. And then from there it grew to the book, and then the book to Food Network. And so it was like I had this robust like food television career very quickly that happened pretty organically, and I've like enjoyed every minute of it.
What has been, do you think, the hardest situation that you've had to navigate as a female business owner?
Being taken serious as a major figure's wife. That's what I'm going.
Why are you laughing?
Sorry, because I don't know if I can say this, but I'll just say it anyway. The hardest, there's two. The first was hearing the no's as a woman in food. So I didn't realize how many barriers at the time. Now it's very different. I was either too young or too young of a woman, or there was nobody that looked like me. So instead of being like, you don't have a demographic here, let's create one, it was like, no, you don't have a demographic here. And so I think that was shocking to me, getting people to take me seriously, because at the time I think I was now 24 or 25.
Yeah,
and so getting people to see me and realize that I had talent outside of what people were assuming, I think has been really difficult.
I think also what you were kind of,
I think I was kind of correct. I was on the same, like, you know what I mean, path. I kind of figured that out.
Alluding to when you were saying that, you know, people were looking to see if you actually had talent outside of maybe what people were expecting you to be known for. And kind of what we were talking about with the money thing earlier. It's like, yes, I think there's a lot of people that would be like, you're Steph Curry's wife. Like, go sit in the stands and like he makes so much money, just be happy. Yeah. And so there's the one, why are you working question, and then there's the two now that you're bringing up of like people maybe assuming, oh, is she getting what she's getting just because she is this guy's.
And absolutely, like, you can't deny the fact that her being the wife of Steph Curry, it does come with certain opportunities that she may not have gotten on her own. But that's not to discredit her and her skills and her abilities, because at the end of the day, she didn't just hop up off the couch and get a cooking show. She said she went to culinary school. You know what I mean? So she did her part. She really took initiative and, you know, set herself up to be available or prepared for an opportunity that may come her way. So yeah, you gotta commend that. No hate.
Right. How does that make you feel when you hear those comments?
It feels crazy. And actually what you just said, like I recall like sitting there, you said in the stands, a reporter actually literally said on live television, she needs to sit there and look pretty like other people. And I think people just don't realize that there is a life outside of where we are now in our adulthood. I think people can't see past like the surface one sheet.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Or you know what? They don't want to.
They don't want to.
Right.
They don't want to.
Which sucks.
It sucks so bad. But I'm going to keep trying.
Yeah. we're gonna keep
As you
going.
should.
Yeah.
Even if you guys don't like it,
Yeah.
women are just gonna keep on coming, and they're gonna
Yeah.
be like, "Oh my god, here they come again." Throughout your
I'm
career,
sorry. That
oh wait,
sounds crazy.
well, we may also come again. Hopefully, if you can make us. If not, we'll do it ourselves. Okay, here we go.
Oh, God.
Talking about these industries that you were trying to break into,
Yeah.
having people look at you being like, we haven't seen someone like you do it before, or also you being too young, all these things. A lot of these industries that you were trying to break into were heavily male dominated,
Very male dominated.
also probably controlled by white men.
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
how did you get the confidence in moments to advocate for yourself?
I didn't at the time.
Mm.
I didn't have that. I kind of was just going where I was told. But it took for somebody to advocate for me. So it took somebody at the network who was a woman who just so happened to have their first child to be like, no, she's not too young, and I see it, and we're gonna do it. And I'm like forever grateful. But I think now in my 30s, I've gotten pretty good at advocating for myself, or like just living in that vulnerability of what that means. So like even if it's not well received, at least I'm satisfied and I know that I've spoken up for myself, because
Right.
I have in the past tended to be very timid and shy and reserved for the most part. So
You saying that a woman kind of like paid it forward to you and was like, no, let's give this girl a chance. That makes me so hopeful, because I feel like even you saying that, the fact that she was probably the only woman in the room, and then she saw something in you, I think it's a great message to, there's so many women that will be listening to this. And it's
Yeah.
like, I know sometimes it can feel like, as the only woman, just be like grateful that you are at least a woman in the room.
Yeah.
But like to lift other women up with you is how we're going to stop feeling so isolated and alone in those rooms with men. So like, what a
Right.
beautiful moment for you. Now you being kind of maybe more in the position of power.
Yeah.
How have you been able to?
All right. So this is a pretty long video. We already got an hour in. If you still watching it with me, I really appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right here, because I feel like we got the bulk of everything that's going on, and what's being said is kind of coming off as repetitive to me now. But all in all, the main thing where people had an issue with, where she got a lot of backlash, is because essentially she was saying no, she didn't want to have kids. She didn't want to be married. She had another vision for her life, so she didn't want to ride Steph Curry's coattail. And my whole thing is, what is wrong with that? Like, y'all tripping. Like, there's nothing wrong with Shorty feeling like she already had a life planned out for herself or aspirations. Man, Steph, I'm with you, dog. Forget what they talking about. It does not, like, they don't exist. Like, when the phone power down, or you put your phone down for the night, social media and everything, you log off, that is so superficial. Those things do not matter. They do not exist. The way you handle it, man, straight up, you are a stand-up guy. Much respect to you. Salute. You know, I got your back, my fellow Pisces brother. Like, you handling like you supposed to handle it. Gentle, with care, and with your eyes on the prize, which the prize is your wife. So you're very supportive, and you know what I'm saying? You like there for her. You're always like encouraging her to go out there and still be what she wants to be, and fulfill those goals, those aspirations, and anything. Like, she's investigating herself. She's been a mom. She's been locked down with her kids. Like, she may go from this to this to this to this, but she's got to learn. A lot of us get to do that early. She has to do that on the back end of her life. So y'all just being too critical. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I think y'all should mind y'all business, to be honest. And it's kind of coming off as parasocial. Y'all don't know her. You know what I mean? Y'all don't know what's going on or anything like that. So mind your business, drink water. If y'all enjoyed this video, you know what I mean, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share it with somebody who else you think will enjoy this video. But yeah, thank you again. I want to know what y'all think in the comments, for real. Was she wrong? Did y'all hear any? Am I tripping? Did I miss something to where she's saying something disrespectful? Is it disrespectful to y'all? I don't think so, but we'll talk about it in the comments. Until next time, I'm going to holla at y'all. It's your boy. Thanks.